right, joining me right now to talk more about these developments, Randy Irwin. He is the national president of the National Federation of Federal Employees. Randy, great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so what are you advising more than 2 million federal workers who receive those emails to do?
Well, we advise our members. We have 110,000 federal workers that we represent nationwide. And we're advising them to forward that email to their supervisors and seek guidance from them. If they don't get guidance from their supervisor, then we ask them to look for guidance from further up in their chain of command. And ultimately, we're reaching out to OPM and trying to clarify some guidance that we can inform our members, give further guidance tomorrow as the deadline is approaching, if it comes down to that.
I mean, the deadline fast approaching. People are panicking right now.
Sure.
They're, starting to reflect on, okay, 5 bullet points. How do I avoid certain trigger words, or how do I even construct this? So, I mean, when people hear do this or lose your job, I mean, they're looking for an immediate response. They may not be getting any immediate responses from their supervisors. What are the protections in place for any number of these federal workers right now?
Sure. Well, I mean, this is panic inducing, like you say,
Yeah.
but what they're doing is illegal. They cannot fire workers for not complying with this email. The agency the email didn't even come from their own agencies. It came from OPM. It's a sketchy email that they are not required, that we're advising people that they're not required at this time to reply to, but they should seek guidance from their supervisors. But in the Civil Service Protection Act, you can only, for federal employees who've gotten past their probationary period, the only reasons that they can be removed is for poor performance or disobedience or poor performance. And this is not either of those criteria. Elon Musk doesn't have the authority to do the things he's saying he's going to do.
Okay, well, you say he doesn't have the authority, but I mean, there are 75,000 federal workers who took the buyout, and that was Elon Musk's idea. That was his proposal.
Sure.
They did it. There are many others. I mean, we don't even know the official numbers, but there are many others who were fired. So I don't know if a whole lot of federal workers are believing that he doesn't have the authority to do it because he's done it.
No, I mean, in the end, we may see a lot of compliance here. I mean, we've already seen big agencies, the Pentagon, State Department, FBI. Right. There may be others that have said, you don't have to comply. I mean, we could be revealing. It's a dangerous. This is not the way you operate the government. It is just really minor league, irresponsible to be doing things this way. And at some point, I mean, what is this? This is Elon Musk bullying workers, bullying, middle-class people into resigning their jobs. It's despicable. And, it's really a shame that we're in this position. But federal employees are panicked for good reason.
Sure. So how do you allay the fears or concerns about workers who say, wait a minute, what about my benefits? What about pension? I mean, where do I look to make sure those things are secured if indeed I do respond to the email, give the 5 bullet points, the next thing I know, I'm getting a pink slip?
Well, look, they got to get guidance from their supervisors. Okay, they got to follow their chain of command, get that guidance. But those things, people's retirement, their pay, the certain job securities are spelled out into law, and it is just unbelievable in this day and age that we have this administration not complying with the Constitution. The president has to faithfully execute the laws of this country, and they are not even pretending to do that. And Congress really has to have a backbone and do something to rein in this out of control administration. And Elon Musk, who's just a bully, doesn't have a bit of decency. I mean, if you're going to be firing people, ruining some people's lives, about 100,000, it looks like it is the estimates that we have right now, about 30%, 330,000 veterans in that group, and not a shred of decency, not being contrite in the least. Instead, he's going around waving around a big chainsaw and acting like he's some kind of hero. He's no hero. He's doing irreparable damage to our country with the things that he's doing. And it really has to stop. And it falls on Congress, because we haven't gotten the relief from the courts yet. And Congress is the only co-equal branch of government remaining to get something done. And they got to step in and do something immediately, because there's no adults over there in the room.
So more than 2 million federal workers receiving these emails, reading the posts on X. You represent, as you said, about 110,000 federal employees. Are more people inquiring with your union to either become members while they have a federal job right now, or are they looking to you for support, even if they are not officially members right now, but they are federal workers?
We have more engagement in our union than I have ever seen in my 25 years with the union. So that's good. That means people are waking up. And, federal workers, they do incredible work for this country, and they love the work that they do. And it's just really criminal the way that they're being vilified and treated. I mean, I saw a quote from the OMB director, Russell Vogt. He wants so-called bureaucrats to be traumatically affected. When they wake up in the morning, we want them to not want to go to work because they are increasingly viewed as villains. Can you imagine your employer doing that? When you go to work every day for the American people, they take a 25% pay cut to work for the federal government, and then you're employed. I mean, what this administration is doing is consistent with that view. It really is just awful. And federal employees, they care about the work. They care about caring for those veterans, keeping the military ready, caring for our forests and issuing passports and everything else, the critical things that the American people rely on. And that's why they're sticking with their jobs, because they're not going to be bullied. And that ultimate, people don't like it when a billionaire goes and bullies working people in this country. And he's, trying to make himself out as a hero. He's no hero. He's doing nothing but being a bully.
Randy Irwin, president of the National Federation of Federal Employees. Thank you so much.